Hello, everybody, and welcome to Swampy Comics. I'm Swampy, and today we're going to be doing the tier list for the comics that I picked up this first week of January 2026. And let me tell you right now, it's a pretty Batman heavy week. I think Batman features in half the books that I picked up this week. So let's just jump right into it with our first Batman book, Absolute Batman Arc M Special Number One. This is written by Scott Snyder and Frank Thierry with art by Josh Hickson. Colors by Roman Stevens and letters by Clayton Cowles. On this issue, we get the history of Arkham Asylum, the former site of which now holds the mega structure city of just absolute evil and experimentation known as Arc M. We get the history of Arkham Asylum from its founder, Amadeus Arkham, in this universe. And what a dark and twisted tale this was. Oof. Not a lot of Batman in this one, just a whole lot of world building. More Joker stuff to spoil it. Right at the end of Absolute Batman 15, which was completely Joker, aka Jack Grimm focused. And in this one, we get some conflicting origins, which I'm totally all about. Like, I kind of love an air of mystery about this particular villain, and I hope that they tell too much, and there's just too much. Like it seems right now. Like, how is he a kid at this asylum here, but he was a kid in the streets playing as a clown before? Like, I like all that uncertainty about such a strange, seemingly immortal and a mystical character that the absolute Jack Grimm seems to be. So I'm all about it. I love this world building. It was a great horror issue. It kind of stands on its own. So this does kind of sit in the realm of like, do you need to read it to vibe with the whole series? I would argue not. But are you really missing out if you pass this one up? I would argue yes, for sure. Um, I don't want to spoil too much about the twists and turns in this story because it was just so good. I really enjoyed it. I've never read much of Scott's horror stuff aside from, I mean, if you consider like his Swamp Thing and the Rock World stuff that went with it, horror, I guess. But yeah, I really liked this, and not being able to tell where the Scott Snyder began and the Frank Thierry ended, and vice versa, was also really nice. Not to mention the complete confirmation. I mean, we kind of knew it from solicits, but the complete confirmation that we're getting Poison Ivy and Man Bat in the Absolute universe. We knew we were getting Poison Ivy soon, but the Man Bat one, that's happening a lot quicker, and cool to see it confirmed. Um, but not only that, there's one character that's kind of wondering if old Jack Grimm is making the right decision here, and that would be Absolute by unleashing these weird experimentation villains, and that would be Absolute Deathstroke, who looks like a very frightening Metal Gear Solid boss, and I mean that in the highest way I can compliment. I just can't stop being excited for not only just anything in the Absolute line, but especially Absolute Batman. This is a blast. I really liked this issue. I'm gonna throw this in A tier. This is good. I really liked it. Next up, we got Absolute Green Lantern number 10. This is written by Al Ewing with art by Sid Kotian, colors by Prasad Rao, and letters by Lucas Gattoni. In this issue, we have Goldface. He's shot Joe Mullen, and we open up with Joe bleeding on her floor, and Goldface just kind of talking trash and gloating over her. Um, we see that, or actually, that's not what this issue opens up with, but I'm going to keep talking about this part of the story because the opening part will wrap around to the end. But man, I super enjoy this. I mean, Goldface has always been a weird Silver Age character. I think one of the last times we saw him, was he in the Johns run at some little point, maybe, but he's definitely fairly prominent in Volume 3. Semi prominent. Anyway, just a nostalgic character that I love seeing a new interpretation of, and I love seeing Joe. I mean, this was an intense issue. This was the best issue of this series by far. This was so cool. Just the intense standoff in the apartment, and Joe kicking and Goldface in the nuts and crawling to her kitchen to pry the gold bullets out of her own shoulder so she could use her powers again. And the way she takes down Goldface was just like, the best comics when you read them, they're just moving. And I'm going to mention this again for another title later. And that's how I totally felt with this issue. I was completely engaged. Having Kari and Simon Baz come in to check up on Cameron and see what the hell is going on was really cool. We get a lot of fleshing out, and so our Cameron Chase and her associates seem to be on the same page with Joe for the time being. I can't wait to see how that turns out. And old Hal Jordan's still in a coma, so we'll see what goes on with that. Besides our main storyline involving Joe, we have this opening scene with the Dark Planet Mogo speaking to one Todd Rice, and you find out that he's in this crazy cylinder that they're putting a weird contraption onto, where they're pumping in all the weird, disgusting black goo that puked out of the Green Lantern in like issue 6 or whatever. They're just covering him in that stuff, which is awful. Hector Hammond is so hateable. Like, I love that Hector Hammond is a completely different character. He's this charismatic, successful, rich man that has power and control, unlike his mainline counterpart. But you hate both of them. I hate both versions. They're just such scumbags in different ways, and I really like that in a villain. That's great. I think Hector Hammond is kind of you know, given a lot of the other absolute villains a run for their money. I think he's the most hateable out of any of them so far. But yeah, I really loved the reveal of the end. I mean, if you know the name Todd Rice, you know that that's Obsidian in mainline DC, and we see this crazy Obsidian encased monstrosity at the end of this issue, and I can't wait to see what comes of it. This issue had me absolutely hyped. I thought it was the best issue of this series. I'm throwing this one an S tier. Congrats to Absolute Green Lantern for their first S tier from me. Yeah, I thought this was flawless. This just worked on every level for me. And even though I kind of missed Janoy Lindsay's art, I thought Sid Codian did a great job. I just love it. And I'm really hoping, I have a prediction that Goldface will be brought back to life somehow. But Keith Kenyon, the Nemesis assassin, I think he's going to be stuck in this form and will be permanently Goldface. We'll see. I would be bummed if they killed such a dangerous assassin this earlier in the run, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, next up, another Absolute book. We got Absolute Superman number 15. This is written by Jason Aaron, with colors and art on this one by Juan Ferreira, and letters by Becca Carey. It's a dawn of a new age for Kal-El. The battle for Smallville is over. Ra's al Ghul has been put in his place, is currently in jail, with his Lazarus Corporation wanting nothing to do with him. And so, in between just trying to live a normal, helpful life on the farm, the Kent farm in Smallville, taking the alias Clark Kent, which the whole town knows him as both Kal-El and Clark Kent, which I think is really cool. Like, he's going to have this whole town of people banding behind him to protect him. I think that's a really cool concept for Superman, because he's the sole protector of the city usually, and I just love that kind of language. But in between trying to just have this normal life, we learn that, yeah, he is hearing everything, and he hears trouble all the time, and he's trying to help out the world, but he seems reluctant to be part of it. He's doing everything from helping with natural disasters or people in accidents, hungry people, to people like Winslow Schott, the absolute toy man, has been introduced in this episode as an uncaring and greedy anti-worker type of company owner, and it was a really cool parallel in Action Comics. Towards the beginning of this Superboy run, there was a moment where his school caught on fire, and he noticed that a bunch of shortcuts had been made with the sprinkler system and whatnot, and he blows a hole through this the person that installed its office, and confronts them about you know how there's going to be hell to pay if they don't fix this. Um, Superboy's going to come back even more mad. Um, and he just threatens the crap out of him with all the rage in his heart, but then immediately comes back after flying away, and it's like, I'm sorry, I was so mad, but seriously, you can't do that, or I'm going to call the cops. And they're actually on their way, so you might as well just stay put. But seriously, sorry about being so mad. Kal-El did kind of the same thing to Winslow Shot, but there was no apology. There was just fury and rage. And I see the seeds being planted for a new permanent enemy here, and I'm all about it. We also get him talking to Lois, and the beginnings of reporter Lois we're seeing, along with the Daily Planet in the background of a headshot of her looking like a saint. Um, let's see, Clark's new suit looks awesome. The way Juan Ferreira has done the speed lines with, like, it looks like wax crayon, was gorgeous. I absolutely loved it. What else we got in this issue? There's so much. Uh, Kal talking to Ra's al Ghul in the prison, and breaking him down as he ages rapidly due to the lack of exposure to the Lazarus pits, and making him come around to prey on his misdeeds. Basically, it was powerful and good. And in the midst of all this, Kal keeps going to the sky and just screaming about all the people that he can't save, and his frustration. Um, Although he doesn't know it, I think it's his frustration with his place in the world, because even though he's doing all these good things, he's not living within it. He's just kind of living on top of it, so to speak. And as he's screaming out, he gets confronted by Absolute Hawkman, who wonders, what the hell are you doing screaming up here? And yeah, I can't wait to see how that pans out next issue. And we had probably the coolest little mid-credit scene, quote unquote, here, with all of a sudden flashing to Missouri, and there's Absolute Brainiac just walking around the streets of this nice neighborhood in Missouri, scaring children. Talia al Ghul's calling him, and he's giving sarcastic, insane responses as to why he's not going to be answering her calls or coming back or working with her. And we leave Brainiac approaching the Luthor household, and that's where the issue ends. My God, talking about two absolute books putting out the best issues of their run. This is S tier beyond, yeah, just unquestionable. This was so good. This was so good. Oh man. Anyway, next up, we're out of the absolute section. Go with Batman #5. This is written by Matt Fraction with art and letters by Jorge Jimenez, colors by Tamu Mori, and letters by Clayton Cowles. In this issue, we have Bruce Wayne out of costume for the entire issue, going on a date with one Annika Zeller. And very quickly, or as she kind of refers to, maybe as not a date, and Bruce is saying, oh yeah, sure, yeah, I dressed up all fancy and you dressed up in a skirt and heels for not a date. Yep. Really cute play-by-play between them throughout this entire issue, as their date is derailed really early on by a gang of ninjas attacking on motorcycles. Talk about a total win. Just a kinetic and thrilling chase scene throughout Gotham City, with great banter between these two, as a new villain reveals themselves, the Oho, a seemingly kind of, for lack of a more educated term, like a samurai assassin type of person, or maybe more accurately, a ninja assassin. I don't know. I'm not too learned on the terminologies between different levels of stealth and whatnot between Japanese medieval era assassins. But anyway, I love this. This was, I mean, what a good week. Some of the best issues of some runs that are still pretty early on, but just show so much promise for the future of them. This new villain is terrifying and dangerous, I loved it. I think it's going to be a great match for Bruce, aka Batman. I can't wait to see where the relationship with him and Annika Zeller goes, and if she's, really hanging out with this guy for, I like him reasons, or maybe personal ones. We'll see. Selfish ones. But yeah, this all culminates with an almost rooftop fight that's derailed by a Damian Wayne coming in, shocking the Oho, kind of getting her to retreat as Damian calls Bruce father, not realizing Annika Zeller is hiding behind a corner. Um, I thought that was fun, really cool. I can't wait to see where we go from here. How Bruce is gonna lie his way out of this one. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, my son, he works with Batman. It's totally, I don't really approve, but what can you do? It's Batman." Or is Annika gonna be one of these people that knows his secret? Is Bruce maybe gonna get like a doctor on staff at the Batcave? Who knows? A lot of questions to ask, and all fun ones. I love where the series is going. I love the lightened tone of Batman without sacrificing any of the grit. This was fantastic. This was a lovely issue. We're getting another S tier. I'm feeling real high on things this week. 3 S tiers. That's a little glazy, but I don't care. Next up, we got Batman, Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia, issue number 2. This is written and drawn by Gabriel Hardman, with colors by Romulo Friardo Jr., and letters by Simon Boland. Wow, what an action-packed, kinetic, I use that word a lot. Just comic that felt like it was literally moving the whole time. Like I want to, and there should be a this should be a movie. Like this kicks so much ass and is just a great callback to the kind of 80s version of these three characters, Batman, Green Arrow, and The Question. Where I think, The Question and Green Arrow are really at their best at a street level, and, Batman mostly remains there. But really, when Ollie ain't got no money and gadgets, and Vic Sage is just a weird, crazy guy getting himself into too much trouble, we have Bruce Agent playing double agent, Bruce Wayne playing double agent here with the rich people, as we're trying to uncover this group's use of forced human labor to build this Arcadia facility, and whether or not Bruce is working with these people or has been from the start is, I don't know. It's a lot of fun, a lot of conspiracy stuff, just absolutely balls to the wall action. This was great. I don't know what else to say about it. It's an A-tier book for sure. Um, great stuff. Next up, we got DCKO Knightfight, our last Batman book of the week. Knightfight number 3, written by Joshua Williamson, with art by Dan Mora, colors by Triona Farrell, and letters by Tom Napolitano. In this issue, we have Bruce kind of cheating the Heart of Apocalypse and it getting mad because he just refuses to work against his Robins. He's not going to do it. He's standing by his guns, and it's really interesting to see. I maybe didn't like this issue as much as the last one, or the last two, but I still thought it was good. I really like the reveal at the end that it seems like Batman is going to be, his final opponent will be happiness. The Heart of Apocalypse is teasing him with bliss. Yeah. Um, I'm glad they gave Batman something to do. I mean, you got to give Batman something to do on the side of DCKO if you're not going to be having him in the main tournament. And this remains just a perfectly good use of this character, with Dan Mora just knocking it out of the park with art. Um, just really, really, really great stuff. But yeah, Night Fight's fine. Can't wait till the next issue. That I think that one will be really interesting. So we're just gonna throw this one in B tier for now. It was good. I didn't not like it, but it wasn't great. It was good. And it was good. Anyway, next book, JSA number 15. This is written by Jeff Lemire, with art by Gavin Goudry, colors by Luis Guerrero, and letters by Steve Wands. This is chapter 3, of the year one story arc. Um, we have Wonder Woman and Atom searching around Gotham City for evidence into these fifth columnists and finding a connection to Starco. We have Alan Scott, Jay Garrick, and who else is down there with him? Jim Corrigan. Duh, that's right. Um, discovering faults in this subway tunnel. Alan's gonna go investigate Starco as Jim Corrigan struggles with the Spectres want to take him over completely. We have Sandman and Hourman at Starco itself, being held up by Cyclotron, who seems to be doing something against his will, working for these people against his will. That's kind of gist I got. As well as Jay Garrick meeting up with Johnny Thunder, and the introduction of Thunderbolt here was super fun. Loved that page. All the while in the background, you have the Justice Society Dark, kind of watching from the shadows and hoping things come together and not wanting to interfere. But one Dr. Fate, aka Kent Nelson, decides no. At the end, I am gonna interfere. Um, Jim Corrigan needs to take the Spectre so much, just his hinges on this happening, and I'm stepping out of my bounds here, which I loved. I love this. I'm I'm just gonna be buying JSA from now on. I'm gonna be a little bummed when we go back to the modern day, but I liked the first 12 issues of this run so much that not that bummed. This was so fun and good. This remains to be great. I even got more love for Alan Scott because for Christmas I got the Green Lantern Alan Scott trade paperback, and so I've read that story, and I really like all these characters. Even dork ass Jay Garrick. Yeah, I mean, this is fun. I hope they they should make more 40s JSA stuff. I love this era. Great issue. Great issue. Gavin Goodry's art continues to be clean and just modern, but feels so classic at the same time. I don't. It's just great. The only downside is no Hawks this issue, but I'm sure they'll come up again next issue. I'm just a little surprised by that since they are on the cover of this one, so we'll see. But anyway, let's go to our last book of this week. Star Wars Han Solo, Hunt for the Falcon, number 5. Um, this one's written by Rodney Barnes with art by Ramon Rosanos, colors by Guru EFX, and letters by Joe Caramagna. This fun little mini series comes to a close with, if you've seen The Force Awakens, you know, Han and Chewie don't get the Falcon back. And Han decides maybe I'm gonna head back home. We both know he doesn't quite do that, you know. Maybe he just thinks about it for 2 seconds and then just decides to go look for the Falcon again, because that's what they're doing when we meet up with them in The Force Awakens. And kind of weird that he was like not going right to look for Unkar Plut, since that's the last place it was. Yeah, I don't know. This just kind of ended with a wet fart for me, but I didn't hate it. I don't want to talk a bunch of crap though. Um, we'll just C tier, and it'll stay in my long box until somebody's kid comes in and says, "Oh, wow, cool," and I'll be like, "You want that? You can have it." Because yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Wish it would have ended with a little more. I don't know. Just it's weird that the continuity is so off with something so simple. I just didn't understand that. There was good moments throughout this mini series, but yeah, just kind of ended with a wet fart for me. So C tier it is. And those are our comics for this week. So thank you for watching. Give it a like and a subscribe if you could. I would really appreciate that. Leave a comment below. I got a constructive comment recently, and it was a great help with something that I've been wondering myself. So second opinions help. Just be polite about it. I would really appreciate it. Or if you want to tell me that I'm the greatest and just totally lick my balls about it, do that in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you all next week when I do the preview books for week 2 of January 2026. But until then, thanks for watching and keep Reading.